NYYST. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Homie, New York, Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine, grab your shades and umbrellas. NYYST, you're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 416 of the NYYST podcast. We're live here on NYY Underground. I am your host, Christian, as always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And he's back on the grid, SGR.
Okay. I'm back from sabbatical. Okay.
Ryan, listen, I know that you have done these Gardy impersonations for years here. We didn't know that you took it to the point here where you were actually being Gardy and went off the grid here.
Sometimes that's what happens, man. The personalities take over, and Gardy just took over, and he had to get out of the spotlight and never be seen again for a little bit.
You know what's so weird?
Before that, the old timers there.
Before that whole thing came out, I read the everyone that was invited.
Yeah.
I loved Gardy. I didn't even remember. I wasn't even like, oh, where's Gardy? I didn't even think about it.
Well,
Did you?
Well, he wasn't on the list, but they said something like, "Yeah, it takes a certain amount of years before you're invited." But that seems like everyone was invited for that because it was 09, right?
Find him.
They said he's completely off the grid.
Oh man, I'm gone. I'm down there. I'm not in Holly Hill anymore. You told me about Holly. It's not the girl for me no more. I'm not telling you who I'm with.
Well, Gardy's off the grid, but we're not. We're here live on NYY Underground. Earlier today, the Yankees had a nice 6-0 win to take the series from the Cleveland Guardians. So if you're in the chat with us tonight, please like this video, subscribe to NYY Underground, and don't forget September 14th is NYYU Day at Yankee Stadium, as the Yankees will take on the Boston Red Sox. Will be out in right field there with Mr. Juan Soto, who I believe 8 out of his last 9 hits are home runs. I mean, we're going to get into a lot of what's been going on here since the Tiger series, but just the offensive performances the Yankees have gotten from Aaron Judge and Juan Soto are just, you can't make it up. If you slid all the way down to easy on MLB The Show, you probably couldn't get out of a video game character of what the Yankees have gotten out of Aaron Judge. And what we would like to get out of you is a nice 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. Please make sure you are subscribed to NYYST on that said platform there, so you don't miss any shows. We do have some audio-only shows that do come out during the course of the week, so don't miss anything. And please make sure you're telling everybody NYYST is the official Yankee podcast of Odyssey. The Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Cleveland Guardians this week here. Just one of those, I want to punch a hole in the wall type losses on Tuesday, and then they came back with really nice wins on Wednesday and Thursday. Got some excellent starting pitching in the last 2 games here, with Nestor going 7 shutout. And then Cole, I want to start there, and then we can move around to a couple other things. He was good today. I wouldn't say that he was great. Not vintage Gerrit Cole, but he did his job. 6 scoreless for the win, career win, 150. Just one of 4 active pitchers to reach that milestone. And why I say it's not vintage Gerrit Cole struck out 2 and walked 5. That is not a Gerrit Cole-like line, but 1 hit and 0 runs is Gerrit Cole-like. So I don't know what exactly is holding him back at this point from being elite Gerrit Cole. He's really, really good Gerrit Cole right now, and the Yankees are winning ball games with him on the mound. So it's not a big problem, but we need elite Gerrit Cole to hit the bump before October.
Well, you think of it this way. I mean, if he's going to take time to adjust, like you said before, going into October, we started the season with him looking off and also kind of getting rocked here and there. Now at least he looks off, but he's holding them off the board. So
go ahead.
I'll take what I'm seeing now and get, might not be vintage Cole, but I'm getting 6 innings of scoreless baseball.
Okay, Ra with the super chat early on here. Shout out to my running partner Christian. See you in November. Ra's joining me out in Philly for the annual Rocky Run this year, so I'm excited to see Ra out in Philly. Okay,
hey, it's late. You gotta go to Philly over there. It's late.
So okay, thanks Ra. Okay, for the super
You the
chat,
man, Ra.
but yeah, Cole is searching for something right now. And I think the velocity was pretty steady at 97, 98 today. So he's back to having kind of the elite velocity we've seen out of him. It's the command that is just the last bit right there. The command is the last little piece of the puzzle for Gerrit Cole. And I don't know, are you concerned by 5 walks today? That's a lot for anybody, but for Gerrit Cole, man, that's head.
Were they nibblers? Were they little nibbler walks?
It wasn't nibbling because he just didn't have control of the strike zone at all. So it wasn't like he was trying to be he wasn't trying to be cute. He just didn't have command.
Yeah, no, I wasn't nibbling. I just didn't have it really. My fastball was there. I like that, but I just was walking a lot of guys. Don't like that, but we'll adjust and still like the outcome.
You know what's funny? How much him and Volpe sound alike, by the way.
Yeah, they do.
Volpe's a little deep.
He's a little deeper.
Yeah.
He's a little more
But I'm not I'm not concerned. I think Christian, you texted me that it looked like his release point was off, but weren't you listening to the?
I watched the first 2 innings and then I caught the rest of the game on the radio.
You know what I did notice today? He changed his delivery today. Remember how we were all talking about when he first came back, his front leg, the way he was, raising it and then coming to the plate, he looked different. Today he was almost lifting it longer than normal.
No, he's been doing that.
Has he the last couple starts?
He's been holding the leg up a little bit longer, almost with like a hesitation.
Yeah, it was almost like a Nestor.
Oh, he did do a little Nestor his last start.
He has done that. He has done that a couple of times already this year.
Well, look, again, I was concerned because I took the over 6.5 strikeouts from him today. So I was extra focused on his swing and miss stuff, which didn't exist. And also he obviously didn't have command. He had a lot of walks. But again, the only thing I'm only going to be concerned with Gerrit Cole in 2 ways. One is velocity, which you said was there. And the other is he getting rocked? And that didn't happen today.
Really outside of the Met game, he has not been hit hard this year.
So that's always going to be a good sign.
So Mark Ferraro with the super chat. Great to see Wells catch Cole. No platooning. We will get into that shortly. Thanks for the content. Thank you, Mark. Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Austin Wells at all right now because that's just a whole bigger conversation. But
yeah.
The concerning thing, as I said, is that Gerrit Cole is not going to be elite Cy Young Gerrit Cole until that command comes back. Once he locks that down, I think we'll be okay. And he's still not been able to push himself past the 6th inning yet either. So those are 2 little things that I'm still waiting to see out of him. Because he was pulled at 95 pitches today?
Yeah, but again, it wasn't that short leash type 95 pitches. I feel like if he got to another batter.
I'm sure he was grinding today. Him not having a strikeout pitch working means he pitched to a lot. And look, this is what's got to encourage you. That's a really good team over there. They're not elite offensively. They pitch well, especially out of the bullpen, and they catch everything. They're a great defensive team. That's a really good team over there. They do have one of the best players in baseball in Ramirez, and Josh Naylor is a solid number 2 in terms of being like a second option offensively. Here's what you like out of him. Had no strikeout pitch, had no command, gave up 1 hit, 0 runs. That's how good Gerrit Cole is. Any other pitcher, if you tell me that he cannot strike anybody out, walk in the ballpark, I'm expecting 5 runs minimum. Gerrit Cole gives up 0.
Yeah, and also you can't. I don't know if you were watching at this point, but he kind of got into his own head a little bit
with the pitch clock violation.
Yeah, it wasn't a pitch
really
clock violation. It was an extra pitch in warmups. That's the second time that's happened to him, I believe, this year. Third time.
Wow.
So is it him being stubborn at that point?
Boone explained it that they were caught in like this weird middle ground where Wells was actually hurrying to get back on the field to speed the game along, but had he had taken more time, then there would have been no violation because they would have just reset the clock. That's what Boone was explaining post game. So, because Wells made the last out of the inning leading into that. Yeah, and they were mentioning it. I didn't see it happen. I was listening on the radio at that point. They were saying that Cole would, and that's what I hated about Gerrit Cole in 2022. He's in his head all the time. Like he's the only look. There's guys that own Gerrit Cole. We know that. There's guys like Rafi Devers that just there's nothing you can do to get him out. He
just owns the Yankees at this point.
But yeah, a lot of the times, when Gerrit Cole goes bad, it's because he's in his own brain, and he wasn't in. He was able to put all that aside last year, and that's why we saw the season we saw out of him. And I think he's letting things like that affect him this year because he doesn't feel 100%.
Yeah. I think it's just the culmination of everything.
Okay, so we got a 4-0 Astro lead over the Orioles.
4 now? 4?
Okay.
So we were Yankee fans for Mets this week. The Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Orioles, and I guess we're Yankee fans for Astros now.
I don't know if I can go that far, dude.
I am going to go that far.
Fine.
If you're watching the game's broadcast nationally tonight, you turn it on. You're not rooting for the Astros to win.
I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm just hoping that the Astros win.
Are you rooting?
I'm rooting against
to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
4-0.
Well, this is a big moment because if the Astros can hold on, the Yankees, that's 2 games in the loss column. What was the most they've had in the loss column? 3?
I don't recall.
I believe it was 3 in the loss that the Yankees had, and they were down 3 in the loss too, I believe. So, I mean, this division's obviously still up in the air, but with the schedule, and this is something that we do need to address, the Yankees seem, and this is a problem, in my opinion, not necessarily big picture, but the Yankees seem to play better against better teams.
Why? Because you saw that they're 34-17 against teams currently in the playoffs?
I didn't know that at all.
Well,
Here's the difference between me and most people out there now. I don't have to look at stats to tell you what my eyes see.
I'm not like most people.
I'm not like the other girl.
Like all these sabermetric stats are great, guys.
That's
really
not a
happy
sabermetric stat.
No. I'm just talking about people who care about stats so much. Like
Billy Bean. Okay.
I saw some idiot post today about how Gleyber Torres really hasn't been that bad. He's actually been really good because of his WRC or whatever. These stats are great when they're in a vacuum. When you're actually watching the player, they don't matter. Right?
I think Gleyber's been a lot better this last week.
He has been, and he's been better in the field too. But anyway, let me get back to my point.
No, because you brought up Gleyber Torres. I want to tell you, I think Gleyber Torres, maybe the results aren't there, but he understands what it means, at least this last week, to be the leadoff hitter. He's seen a lot of pitches in front of Juan Soto.
You can go back about when we were debating on who should be the leadoff hitter.
6-0 Astros.
Nice.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
What'd you say,
I said put Gleyber back in the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
He was at least seeing a lot of pitches up there.
Top 5 in the league in the beginning of the year, bro.
I think we all said that it wasn't broke. Don't fix it.
We weren't like the rest of them.
Maybe the results weren't there, but he was seeing a lot of pitches, and that's a valuable commodity from your leadoff hitter.
Come on.
Read that super chat because I want to get to a point.
Can't wait to meet. This is from Kyle Millay. Okay. Millay, okay.
Millay, okay.
Okay. Can't wait to meet y'all on September 14th. Hope we can get a win that day. The only sucky part is my daughter isn't coming with me. It will be just me. She's going to a birthday party. Okay. Well, I don't know. You got to tell your kids that
there's priorities
in life.
Okay.
Yankee game, birthday party.
I don't want Joan to trigger Ryan tonight. Ryan has been Ryan hasn't been around in a couple weeks. We're not saying that we want Gleyber back next year. We're just saying he's doing a good job.
Yes. No.
Get the leadoff
We
spot.
are not fighting for
Joan. Come on, Joan.
All right.
Oh, that's
so
right. That's
let
right.
me-
Burns was pitching tonight too. Wow.
Wow.
Little
All right. So let
getting
me get
burned.
to my point. My point is, big picture wise, I don't know how to feel about this because in October you're playing the best teams, but great teams usually take care of business against bad teams. And I feel like the Yankees were doing that earlier on. And it's like before this series, they were what, 8-7?
Well, we just said they were 8-7 again in this soft August schedule where they didn't play anybody above 500.
So, it's like a little bittersweet here. They take care of business against a really good team. And, you have some more games coming up that the Orioles are playing a much tougher schedule than you. You need to take advantage here. If you can go into tomorrow now, up 2 games in the loss, you need to really start taking advantage of the fact that you're playing easier teams here and you can cause some separation.
Okay, now I'm triggered by Joan. Okay, I didn't
Okay,
say
John.
that you said that I said that. I'm just saying that I know how these conversations progress on social media, where it's I don't like apples, and then it's like, well, why do you hate oranges? Or
Oh,
what?
so
How
Joan didn't say that?
No, but she said that Gleyber and Verdugo can go.
Oh, now it's fake. Now it's fake news.
No, but I understand. I know the progression of these conversations. You know how they go. Just
fake
because you-
news.
We're not fighting any. Well, I don't know. We can throw hands with somebody on the 14th. It doesn't have to be Joan.
Who was our boy that wanted to fight?
Rah,
What was his
rah,
name?
rah,
Rah.
No,
rah.
don't say that. He's probably in the chat, dude.
Nah, he's our boy.
No,
You know,
it's all good. It's all good.
No,
I mean,
it's definitely.
look, one thing you need to know about me, if you don't already know, like I don't fuck around with people that I don't like. Like if I'm joking around with you, it's because I like you. I don't bust the balls
Yes.
of people that I don't like. I just am a dick and won't talk to you.
You're even a dick to people that you do like.
No, I do, but it's in a very loving manner.
Yes.
So back just to wrap up Gerrit Cole here. What did you say he was at 95% on when we talked on Monday? You said he was at 95%?
Yeah, no, I said 97. You said around 90.
No, I said 90. I'm at 90. I bumped him to 91 today.
You know what's funny? I was at 97, I believe. I'm bumping him down to 95 because I felt like he was better his last start than he was today.
I think he was a little bit better, but I think overall, it's another encouraging sign. It's just that you don't like to see Gerrit Cole not rack up the strikeouts. You just know that something was missing from his arsenal.
Yeah, especially when you bet on the over of 6.5 strikeouts.
I mean, nobody cares about that.
Okay.
You did that.
And
Ryan,
his-
what?
Dude,
you
his
had to-
ERA is 3.72.
What did I say though? What did I say? If he got his ERA under,
It's
4?
gonna get the PP a little.
No, I didn't say that.
It's gonna get the blood going for him.
For him, yeah, for sure.
For him, that's a huge thing to get that to look up on the scoreboard his next start and to see ERA 3.72. That's a huge deal for Gerrit Cole.
Yeah, the Yankees pitching staff as a whole held down the Guardians to 1 hit, and one hit was a leadoff single by Quan.
Wow.
So the Yankees pitching staff really did an excellent job this series, except for Luis Heel, which I guess is the next thing that we can talk about. IL stint, back tightness, or whatever the Yankees termed it as. Could be, and Chris doesn't ever think that he was ever fatigued or will ever fatigue, but he could have been favoring something that triggered something in the back. He just hasn't looked right his last couple of starts. You could 100% tell he wasn't feeling right in this last start. This is the best thing for him and the best thing for the Yankees right now. Just at least 2 weeks here. Just shut him down, let him just chill out, and see if he can come back strong here.
Yeah, I want to know how long he was honestly feeling this tightness. I think it was longer than he had let on. I think it was definitely over his last couple starts. He was favoring something. He just didn't seem right, and it wasn't like a fatigue look to me. It was just he truly didn't look right. Something was clearly off. I don't know. That could be. It could have been fatigue because I guess he kind of did look flat. His last couple starts, they were really you were seeing something that you didn't see all year, and that was teams really just beating up on any ball he had in the zone.
So Kyle Malay back with the super chats. It's going to be hard. He's getting emotional now, Kyle. It's going to be hard leaving my daughter because I'm coming from South Carolina. She doesn't like being away from me. Luckily, her grandpa is able to watch her, so I can come. You know what? You sound like a good dad, Kyle. You do. Okay. So here's what you do, right? You go to the team store, you put your credit card down on the table, you FaceTime her and say, Daddy's going to bring you home something. That's what you do.
Come on now.
That's what you do.
That's the move.
Bring her back a little something, okay?
A little trinket.
A little trinket. There's no little trinkets at Yankee Stadium.
$80 trink.
So Luis Gil's on the IL right now. It's going to leave the Yankees a little bit short. Will Warren's being called, was called up.
Awesome.
Yesterday. He's probably just gonna take the starts. I thought it was a little curious. The Yankees called him up yesterday, where they could have probably just used the bullpen guy until he needs to make that start. But they didn't end up needing him, so I think he's slotted to pitch on Sunday. So we'll see how he does there. I don't know. Will Warren, he looks like a guy that could have the stuff to be a capable major league starter. It's just I don't know where he is.
Disagree.
Okay, you can disagree, but you're wrong.
I'm telling you, I don't. Yeah, capable in what sense? A 5 starter that you really don't expect anything out of? He doesn't have. I'm telling you right now.
I think he has enough stuff to be at least high ceiling 3, 4, 5.
No, I respectfully. I love when people. He
was able to
respectfully.
I'm telling you right now because
Wrong.
you think. Look, I'm going to tell you why you have a problem with Will Warren is because you don't give any credit to what he did against the White Sox because they're the White Sox.
Not at all.
That's literally what you said to me.
WW?
Because he pitched really well against the White Sox.
No. There's a difference between I gave Nestor credit. I gave Nestor credit against the White Sox. I said he was brilliant no matter what.
You didn't give
because there's a difference between brilliant no matter who you're facing. I could just tell you were going to be unhittable, which Nestor proved it today. He faced a much better lineup and still looked great. Okay, whatever, you know what I mean. Will Warren, if he's pitching against a real lineup in that game, he's probably getting knocked around.
So you're saying
he's not that good.
You're saying he's a chance.
No, he's a chance at it.
No, I don't think he's he's already accomplished more than major league level.
So you're saying he's a chance.
No, Chance Adams is the biggest fucking loser.
Well, that's what it sounds like you're calling Will Warren right now.
I don't know. I think maybe Chris placed a bet on Will Warren and lost. That's why it's personal with him.
It was the Rookie of the Year thing. He's looking for that prospect draft.
He's had 3 starts, 1 okay, 1 really bad, 1 good. Okay. So I don't think the book is closed on Will Warren at all.
Still open.
I would like to see more out of him before making a distinction on what he is.
You're better than that.
I'm not making a distinction. You made the distinction.
Said that he sucks.
You just said no.
You just said he sucks.
You just said no.
I'm not gonna. There's enough gaslighting in this world. I'm not gonna let you guys gaslight me. You literally said
you wrote him off.
I think he can be a capable major league player.
I do think based on the stuff that I saw out of him.
Okay, so you're the one making the.
And you're saying that he's not. And you're saying that he can't be.
I didn't say he can't be. I'm saying respectfully, I disagree. I don't think you're right.
You understand the definition of words. Chris. You don't. That's what my problem is. But you don't understand the definition of words.
Look, it's simple enough. In a couple years, we'll get together and we'll evaluate Will Warren's career
based on the history of the New York Yankees. I would, if I had to bet, I would.
You don't think I'm factoring that into my calculations here?
But I'm trying to be positive.
If he were a Pittsburgh Pirate,
be the fight. Are you to the fight on the 14th?
Maybe
we're seeing cage match suggestions.
We're going to have
ladder match. Custody of
Will Warren. Okay.
Okay. He's probably young enough to be your son, maybe even mine.
Oof.
No.
How old is he? 22.
Okay.
A little older.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility.
Yes, seriously, dude.
Look, we don't need to spend any more time on Will Warren, okay? I'm just saying, I think the stuff played well enough where I would like to see more out of him.
Okay.
And if he continues to develop, maybe he can be a piece of this rotation.
Okay.
You know, if Luis Gil wasn't lights out, he would have been in the rotation this year.
Yes.
You understand that? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So, that's the pitching, okay? The bullpen here, okay? What do you want to do here?
Well, I don't know where you're going
What do you
because I
what do
was
you
thinking
what
the
do you-
bullpen's been much better.
What do you want to do about the bullpen?
I like the bullpen right now. It's
Do you
kind of
like-
like a bunch. It's like a bunch of alcoholics out there.
Oh,
You
really?
kind of never know what you're going to get out of any single one of them, but together sometimes they figure it out.
Because I think we obviously spent a lot of time on Clay Holmes in our last episode, and then the tweets came, and I had several of them. One of them I think is still going. That I said that Clay Holmes I think Craig Kimbrell blew 6 saves, lost his job,
Yes.
and Clay Holmes blew 10, and the Yankees are telling you how good that he is.
Yes. That was a great tweet.
And then you get the Clay Holmes defenders out there with Clay Holmes doesn't get rocked like Craig Kimbrell does. Okay,
Soft contact.
Okay.
Right?
soft contact.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing with Clay Holmes, man, and I don't want to spend 100, an hour on this again, but he looks unhittable until he doesn't.
It's almost impossible.
And then he did the same thing on Tuesday.
How good he can look.
And then just not.
And then just look embarrassing. He looks like he's in a different league in a sense of eliteness. And then the next batter looks like he's in a different league, as in he doesn't belong in the major leagues.
It's amazing. I have never seen a guy go from looking like the most unhittable pitcher in the world to a guy that is just puking all over himself faster than Clay Holmes does it.
Yep.
And I understand, like, this is why people defend him, because even I'm sitting there watching and going, Jesus Christ, look at that slider he just broke off. He'll get anybody out in the league with that. And then can't find it, throwing sinkers down the middle, walking guys, spiking balls in the dirt. And then it's just like, he just looks like a guy with a violent stomach virus, which is like,
do you think he knows that, like, in his warm-ups, like when he's gonna be like that? I mean, can he give him like a little, hey guys?
But how could he, Ryan? It's just like a switch that goes off
It's wild. Really never seen anything like it as much as him, where it's from one extreme to the next.
And
you know how, like,
and it's and you know what would be wild? You know what would be almost acceptable is if like the Chapman effect, right? Like Chapman, you knew from pitch one whether he was going to be good or not. And at least you could live, like, I feel like I could live with that. Where, like, okay, the first pitch that Chapman throws, 104, nasty. Okay, this is going to be an easy night. If he's sailing it over the fucking catcher's head, then you're like, okay, we're going to be in for a wild ride here. And then you just knew pretty much 90% of the time it stayed true with him, right? Based on the first pitch that you don't know with Clay Holmes. That's the problem. It's like batter to batter, you just don't know with Clay Holmes. And usually, like, he'll get you to 2 outs, and you're like, all right, here we go. And then blue balls. Here comes blue balls, Clay Holmes. Just I'm going to start walking, guys, and then here's the soft contact, and now here's a double in the gap.
When you have like a smart high school student who's like has his top tier fucking Ivy League schools he's going to be applying to, and then he has his backup schools, right? The ones he's not really worried about. He pretty much knows he's getting in, right? He's really focused on getting into the Ivy League school.
Okay.
All his focus.
Yep.
Like, he might have some issues on some tests here and there, but not a real big deal. That's where I feel like we're at as Yankee fans, the three of us at least, and probably a lot of people out there, in a sense of, I have my eyes set on really just worrying about October on a lot of these guys. Yeah, the regular season, Clay Holmes might look great here and there, or he might look like shit here and there. But overall, when I'm overreacting about things, it's because my eyes are set, my focus is set on something much bigger than what I'm watching at the moment. And right now, everything that I'm evaluating about this team, I'm taking it right through to October. My biggest issue with Clay Holmes is not that I don't think he has the stuff to figure it out and be elite. It's that as we stand right now, yeah, he might come out there tomorrow or the next day, and I might have to hold my breath a little, but I'm sure he'll figure it out and maybe get out. I can't picture myself in October going, yes, just get me to Clay Holmes. That's my problem, and I don't know what it's going to take for me to ever feel that way, if ever.
Probably nothing, to be honest with you.
And at that point, that's why you can never convince me. Show me all the stats you want to show me. Show me every great slider he wants to throw, because I agree with you, it's unhittable. I don't know that I'll ever get to that point right now because of what he's done in the past. And that's why I think the Yankees right now need to start looking at other options in the ninth inning.
Okay.
It does seem like they're thinking about it, though, lately, the way Boone's talked about it. He seems a little bit more hesitant.
Yeah, but I tweeted this the other day after his last outing because he looked really good. He just bought himself another 10 blown saves before the Yankees even consider it again.
I don't know about 10.
Okay, maybe 5.
I'm telling you, I said this last episode, okay? It's campaign season, okay? We're going to be voting soon. Everybody's campaigning. I'm campaigning right now. Cousins for closer. Hashtag it.
I'll tell you what, dude. I was texting this. I tweeted it. After his outing the other day, he catapulted. Yeah. If you weren't taking Jake Cousins seriously before that last outing, you certainly are now. And not that I was disagreeing with you when you talked about him as the closer last episode. I don't know that I would fight for Luke Weaver as much as I did after that last outing, because I think he has what it takes to be successful in the ninth inning. I really do.
His stuff moves too. That slider he's got going freaking nasty.
You know what I liked?
Again,
he got into trouble and he got out of it in a very big spot. Not that the Yankees capitalized, but
he throws strikes too, man. That's a big key to being a closer, is throwing strikes. Good quality strikes. His whip is under 1.
Ooh, it's a good whip.
Okay, I don't know if Crackle Nuts is being facetious there. So he says Clay Holmes is the second best closer he's ever seen.
Okay, definitely.
Okay, Crackle Nuts, living up to your name. Okay, you're nuts. Okay.
All right.
Ryan.
Huh?
Okay. Mike had some commentary on Hawk Tua throwing out the first pitch for the Mets.
It was an absolute joke. This is what they do every year. Okay. Every year they make a joke. Okay. And this is the last straw. Okay. I don't know how much more of this I could take. Okay.
Your subdued Mike is my favorite.
Yeah.
Can you just say Hawk Tua as Mike?
They're Hawk Tua all over the league. I mean, that's what they're doing to the franchise.
I don't even know if SGR knows that the Hawk Tua girl threw out the first pitch.
Hawk 2 is Hawk 2, and you spit all over that thing, and that's kind of what Cohen's doing. Okay, with the Mets, who's going to throw out the first pitch next? Okay, who's next?
Oh boy, so
who's next viral sensation? I can't do it anymore.
I heard she's giving plenty of guys a viral sensation.
Okay.
All
right. Anyway, let's move along here. So that's it for me. Campaign Cousins for closer. Okay. It's not gonna happen, but that's what we're gonna.
I'll tell you what. I'll sign your petition at this point.
Like you said, dude. It's like, how far are the Yankees gonna let Clay Holmes go? It's what Boone said after Sunday's game was like, yeah, we're thinking about it, but we're not going to do anything about it.
But also, he's our guy. But there's plenty of guys out there that can also do it. But also, Clay Holmes is really good.
Which, could spell the end for Clay Holmes as closer soon, because as we heard, Aaron Boone had a lot of things to say on Tuesday, like a lot of fucking things to say. I made a video about it. I wasn't particularly pleased with a lot of what Aaron Boone had to say. Well, first of all, let's get the Anthony Volpe thing out of the way before we get into the catching situation here. So everybody knows that Aaron Boone goes on every week with John Boy, and things got a little feisty between the two of them. It's because Aaron Boone feels like he can be a dick to those guys for whatever reason. That's the only people he shows the backbone to. Okay, but
they're the only people as of right now that actually question him.
That's fine. That's true that they do recently anyway have at least stood up to him a little bit more. It's not all playtime anymore. But Anthony Volpe was a topic of conversation, and it was, do you think that Volpe should be sat down for a couple of days? And Aaron Boone, and this is pretty fucking crazy for a shortstop that is supposed to be your starting shortstop for the next 10 years. Your golden boy, the kid that you passed up on Corey Seager for, okay? This is the guy that it is now okay to hit below league average. Aaron Boone got mad at them and used the fact that he's hitting slightly below league average to defend Anthony Volpe. And then threw out the number 720 as the OPS as something that he can attain, which is barely above league average. 714 is league average.
And where's he at now?
I don't know. I haven't looked because I know he's been playing. Look, we'll get into that in a quick second. He had a good series against the Guardians. Here we go. It's not going to be updated because they don't.
Like 660, isn't it?
I'm just on Baseball Reference here. 686. So I don't know what it went up to today because he had a couple hits today. So maybe he's inching closer to 700 here. But this is the bar that we're setting for Anthony Volpe. Being a below to league average hitter. And this is the problem with the Yankees. They are moving the goalposts now for Anthony Volpe. Less than 2 years into his major league career, we're just supposed to be okay with the fact that he might not be a league average hitter. And that if he is, that we should be happy with that. And if we're not, then you're the jerk for thinking that he shouldn't be the starting shortstop for this team.
Yeah, well, here's the ultimate argument. Let's just take Corey Seager. Okay, so you passed up on Seager during to go to Anthony Volpe.
692 is updated for Volpe.
Okay. Then you tell me Anthony Volpe still hasn't hit his ceiling. Fine, I get it. Look, you want to give him a longer leash? See what he's capable of. Let him develop more. I get it. Here's the only problem, guys. Here's the only problem. We are in a fucking window here. We are in a very tight window to win a World Series, to get the most out of Gerrit Cole and Aaron Judge in their primes.
And 1 year of Juan Soto. Let's not forget that. That's
and 1 year. Yeah, but the Juan Soto stuff didn't happen yet at this point in time I'm talking about. When we passed up on the plethora of MLB ready and
I get that, but we're in a possible 1 year window here, and we have now shifted to that you're supposed to be okay with him being a below league average hitter.
Well, that's where the argument collapses. I can't be okay with that. You want to talk about his defense? Fine. Great. That's not what was sold to us. I get it. He's great out there.
No,
he made a great play the other day.
No, the poster is supposed to be Gerrit Cole, Aaron Judge, and Anthony Volpe. That's what the Yankees want to sell you when they're selling you season tickets. The big three, whoever it is. That's who they want to put on the fucking poster right there. A guy with a 692 OPS is not a guy you put on a poster with Aaron Judge and Gerrit Cole. And stop trying to sell us bullshit that it's okay. Oh, he's a Gold Glover. Great. We defended him. We said, yeah, you know what? This the one thing this kid does is he's an amazing shortstop. And now we're just supposed to be okay with the fact that he's got a sub 700 OPS, and that if he hits 720, we should put a fucking monument out in center field for him? I mean, how fucking ridiculous is that?
Look, I mean,
and this is not anything. I'm not taking a shot at Anthony Volpe. I'm willing to still give him the rest of this year until the trade deadline and next year to develop and show me that he can be
all-star
that
break
guy. Whatever. So another 2 weeks. Who cares? What the fuck is the difference at that point?
Oh, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Look, I get it.
It's not a shot at Anthony Volpe. It's the Yankees. This organization is just. Oh my God. Sometimes I just want to. I want to just.
Think of that ceiling. Think of how that ceiling just changed. What you were getting.
Oh yeah.
You're getting
I sound like a babbling moron because this is what they do to me. Like I can't get the words out sometimes because it's so goddamn frustrating that this is supposed to be a perennial all-star. This is the reason why you didn't enter into the free agent pool when you had all these guys available to you. This is why you went stopgap with IKF in a championship window for this kid, and now you're telling us 720.
And look, dude,
how is anybody supposed to be okay with this?
No, you're not supposed to be. But I get it. Like, a part of me gets that the Yankees can't just fold their hand at this point. But there's two things that really bother me. One, you can say different things and still not give up your cards here. You can say other things, and also you can react differently. The fact that Aaron Boone goes on that show and reacts the way he does, as if we're the morons, as if the people questioning him are the morons, is laughable. It makes you get to a point where you almost feel like the team you love and the team you root for are your enemies. Like the front office are our enemies. And there's no connection anymore. Yeah, I'll always love the players on the field. Whether it's DJ LeMahieu batting .098 or it's Aaron Judge hitting 44 home runs over his last 99 games, I will always love the players on the field.
I just want to read this real quick because I don't want to miss it. This is from Old Sarge Super Chat. Matt Blake fixed Holmes, but I don't think he has the confidence to believe it. It shows in the meth addict. What the? It shows in the meth addict in the headlights look on his face.
Yeah, he kind of has that. I could see it.
We mentioned
see it more in Tim Hill.
No, we mentioned that when we were talking about Clay Holmes last episode, is that I think a lot of it is mental for Clay Holmes. And then if you moved him out of the ninth inning, it might settle him down a little bit.
Hey guys, it definitely is mental. You want to know how I know that?
No.
Because he's fucking talented as shit. He's unhittable when he can throw strikes.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good little pitcher.
Look, and this is just a comment from Retro Tony here. It says, as a fan base, we complain about building from within. We can't have it both ways. We try to give these guys a chance to develop. I understand. Nobody's saying that Volpe shouldn't have a chance to develop here. It's the fact that the Yankees are moving the goalpost on who he's supposed to be. Everybody should have a problem with that. They told you one thing, they sold you on something, and not even 2 years later, they're telling you something different. And you wonder why a lot of people will tell you, and I don't want to believe this, because what's the point of watching and being so emotionally invested in this team if it was true that they'll never win anything with Cashman and Boone running the organization? Because this is the type of shit that these guys do. Brian Cashman got nasty with the fucking reporters in the offseason about Anthony Volpe. Nasty. And John Boyd, to his credit, found the video, posted it about when he was in the pool with the reporters outside, wherever that was, in the offseason. And then, oh, how dare you question Anthony Volpe? How dare you? But we're only expecting a 720 OPS out of him.
Again, I mean, there's other things you can say without folding your hand here. I get that part of it. We talked about it last episode. The Yankees are committed for a reason. Everyone keeps tweeting like, why does Volpe get, extra preference and he doesn't get benched? Because the Yankees can't bench him. They can't give up on him. It's not, if the Yankees give up on Volpe, they're not just giving up on Volpe. They're admitting that they wasted years of a talented player at shortstop in a World Series window, in Aaron Judge and Gerrit Cole's prime, in a year that we have Soto. They're admitting that they let all of that go for a kid who they completely overvalued. They can't do that. Don't you understand that? I mean, at least from that perspective, I understand that. I get it. And I understand the need and the want to have to give him a longer leash here. But you don't have to make us feel like idiots for telling you that we see what's in front of us right now and it's not what was advertised.
No, and that's the problem with the Yankees organization, is that how dare you question them? We've won 0 World Series in Aaron Boone's tenure, but we're smarter than everybody here.
Right.
Don't you forget that.
Right.
That's the problem with the Yankees organization. I will always, until I take my last breath, I will always root for the men that put that uniform on. I have a serious problem with the way this organization is run. And I hope to God that the talent on the field overcomes that this year. But when they do shit like this, it's fucking maddening, man.
Yeah. It's tough to again, 7:05 comes along, the game's on the TV, and I'm rooting for them the same way I am any other day, regardless of what I say, regardless of how done I am. I'm the moron. I'm still rooting for him, but it does get tougher to support this organization as a whole with each day that passes. It really does.
And this is what, and this is Aaron Boone. We'll move on to Alex Verdugo here. Alex Boone on Alex Verdugo.
Alex Boone?
Yeah.
Did I say Alex Boone?
Yeah, we are going to start banging.
Hey, listen, the way he keeps fucking playing, you would think that he's a Boone.
Yeah, true. True.
Aaron Boone on Alex Verdugo. I continue to hang my hat on. He's such a good hitter and young man. Now we're bringing his character. He's a good person. Great. I'm a good person too. Now putting me on left field. Okay. The hot streak is coming. Boone also said he thinks Verdugo has been unlucky. This was yesterday. And obviously this has went down because he hasn't had a hit in the last 2 games. This was coming into yesterday's game. So he's now taken 8 hitless at bats since then. He's had a 590 OPS since May 8th. So after I see that, I tweet, I'm not asking Aaron Boone to throw his players under the bus. I'm just asking him not to treat us like we're stupid. A guy with a 590 OPS in the last 3.5 months isn't unlucky. And here's my joke. Verdugo makes so much soft contact, he should be the poster boy for Blue Chew.
Nice. I like that. Or for Clay Holmes.
But that's another thing. Stop treating us like we're stupid. Yeah. He's not unlucky. We're all sitting here watching the at-bats this guy has taken over the last 3.5 months. When is Alex Verdugo sitting there hitting the ball with authority and you're saying to yourself, man, he's unlucky? You know when? And I hate fans that go to he's unlucky shit. But I'll go to that on Tuesday night when they finally woke up and decided to put Austin Wells in the fucking game. The guy rips 2 balls and had nothing to show for it. That's unlucky. When are you sitting there watching Alex Verdugo and going, oh, man, he's unlucky? No, he's fucking lazy, and he doesn't hit the ball with any authority. Like, at least run out of the fucking box. Bro, you want to hit an 87 hopper to second base, 12 miles an hour off the fucking bat? Run. Can you do that for me? Run.
Yeah. Frustrating. And just to go even further about how this isn't about being unlucky, it is. I mean, just go back over the last couple weeks now. We talk a lot on this show about pitchers having to find holes in lineups and who can. I promise you, it doesn't matter where Alex Verdugo is batting at this point. You want proof, objective proof that he's that hole for pitchers. Guys, they're not even hiding it. They are literally throwing him pitches right down the plate.
You go to there's a bat in yesterday's game. He gets a gift. Strike 3. He's sitting there staring at a fastball in the outside corner. Looking. Just sitting there staring at the fucking pitch. The umpire must have been staring at something else because he doesn't call it a strike. So the pitcher, to his credit, now moves the ball further inside. Another fastball right down the middle, and Alex Verdugo's sitting there picking his nose.
The pitchers are going right after him. They know even when he puts the bat on the ball, it's just not going anywhere.
Look, we said it last episode. I tweeted the numbers again. Now the numbers have only gotten worse because he has an entire series where he didn't get a hit. I think he's on an 0 for 22 or something like that now. Stretch after today's game. I'm not saying he's playing through a concussion. I'm also saying that he's not playing. I'm not saying that he's not playing through a concussion. Something's clearly going on. I misspoke in the last episode. It wasn't against the Red Sox. It was against the Twins that he banged his head against the wall. Yes, it was against the Twins that he banged his head against the wall.
That 6-5 game
was against the Twins.
Oh, I thought it was against the Red Sox.
No, so we both misspoke. I misspoke, and I can't believe that I fucking forgot because I was sitting right there. I watched him do it.
Here's something else I do want to say, though, and I just want to defend the Yankees here. If they had someone else who could maybe either come off the bench or get called up from the minor leagues that could take Verdugo's place, then maybe
they don't?
I'd be fighting for him to come out of the lineup. But he's really their only option at this point.
Oh, they don't have anybody in the minor leagues that can come up and play left field?
Do they? Okay. No, because the last I checked, the superstar that we have down there, he played for like 30 seconds the other night, and half the fan base wants to
that's right.
Get rid of him now.
And then when he got sent down, he had 4 hits in the first game back.
Yeah, and fucking nailed a runner out.
Okay,
of course. Guys, if the Yankees were handcuffed here, it is what it is. And you know what?
But it isn't what it is because they could even Trent Grisham has shown more of a pulse than Alex Verdugo has.
Right.
You can and how much did I hate Oswaldo Cabrera being handed the left field job last year?
Yes.
I fucking put him out there over Alex Verdugo right now.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, it all ties back to the stubbornness factor of it all then, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's really...
it was a guy they brought in here, and they expect big things out of him. He's a gentleman.
You know the guy that does YMCA?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will take the rake out of his hand and jam it in the left field, in the left-handed batter's box, and let the rake take Alex Verdugo's at-bats. You would get more... You cannot get... I'll say this.
You can't get any less production.
I won't get any less production out of the rake than I would Alex Verdugo.
The rake would probably hustle more down the first baseline.
True. The rake might get hit by a pitch.
Could. Never know. But, like, again, the Yankees are handcuffed here. It's one thing. But, guys, before his second injury, we were sitting here being honest. You couldn't bring Dominguez up. Verdugo was the player that was beyond the player we expected him to be because on and off the field, he was bringing something to this team that they desperately needed.
Well, they brought that up in the postgame too, that somebody asked Boone, like, that guy's not even there. Like, the energy, he doesn't even bring that anymore.
No, because
so what purpose is he serving to this team right now?
Fun is a result of winning, and no one should convince you otherwise. It goes winning and then fun. You don't have fun unless you're winning or playing well. And this guy is playing atrocious.
Look, when I had people were coming in my comments about the Holmes tweet was like, they don't have anybody to replace him. And I was like, I can come up with 4 guys right now that I give a shot to before I let Clay Holmes close another game.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same thing here. If you don't want to call up Jason Dominguez, I just came up with 2 names I would rather see in left field than the hell's his name?
Then Verdugo.
Alex Boone.
Alex Boone. Might as well be a Boone.
Yeah,
it seems like nepotism. This is nepotism right here. We just have to find out how they're related.
Yeah, and look, I was saying this. You can hate. There's players that I hate very easily. Aaron Hicks being one of them, but I don't hate Verdugo. I really don't. I'm
starting to hate him.
I'm not mad the Yankees brought him here. Yeah, he frustrates me when he doesn't run out balls, but I don't like sit there and hate the guy. I don't mind him on my bench at this point. But guys, now's the time. Like we've been waiting all year for a good time for Dominguez to come into this lineup.
When Dominguez gets called up on September 1st, it's going to fucking aggravate everybody because we're going to know exactly why the Yankees did this. The Yankees look, they're surviving without him. So I get it, but let's get the kid up here and get as many major league at bats as possible so he's peaking in October.
You know what frustrates me about the Yankees? I get the business moves. But when you take into consideration all the different factors, again, you're Judge and Cole are another year older. 1 year on Soto. Fucking Volpe's really not panning out to be the player you expected him to be. You're getting no production out of first base, and Jazz is coming back tomorrow, so you'll hopefully get that back over there at third. But when all that's considered here, you need to at least show me where your priorities are now. Like over the last handful of years, there was, you just kind of bit the bullet and bit your tongue and just let it happen, when they would give you the excuses of business first and whatever. But I'm over the excuses. This team needed to show me where their priorities are and the urgency that I thought they were showing us. Not calling Dominguez up till September 1st just shows me that clearly this team is content still. And that's a problem.
It also goes to show you that this is a plan that they wanted to do, and they wouldn't have been able to do it had Dominguez been healthy. Now that he gave them the opportunity to do it, they're just gonna stick with it now.
And do you think that, not to go too long on this, but do you think that this contributes to the lack of nurturing of these guys? That
probably
Dominguez has to know mentally that he deserves to be up here after what he did last year. Like, yeah, he was hurt, whatever, but like Dominguez sits there and knows what they're doing at this point. Dominguez it's not like he's not paying attention to what Verdugo's doing and that he shouldn't be the guy at this point now that he's healthy. Do you think that contributes to the overall nurturing and development?
Okay, but what's Gary Sanchez's issue? What's Greg Bird's issue? I mean, the Yankees did kind of let them run there.
True. That's true.
Aaron Judge is the only guy, really.
Yeah. And Severino, but for the Mets.
I mean, Severino hasn't been great this year. He's just been healthy.
That's all we needed.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Okay.
You say that's a Yankee thing?
I said there was one thing had to happen where I would really start to look into blaming the Yankees for a lot of these injuries. I know the freak ones you can't help, but a lot of these other ones,
I don't know.
If Sevy can go a full year here, there's an issue.
We'll see.
There's an issue.
Maybe he's the outlier.
Maybe.
But one other thing we got to touch on here before we do a couple quick hitters to end the show out is the catching situation, because, oh boy, isn't this fun? Another thing that Aaron Boone said on Tuesday. He just had a lot to say on Tuesday. None of it was any good. This guy is such a son of a bitch too, man. It's just like, okay, well, Trevino gets activated. He's here to support Austin Wells. Okay. Starts on Friday. We're okay with that. Lefty on the mound. Gerrit Cole's pitching. Figure that's when you play him. Then Wells doesn't start against Tarek Skubal. And if you want to make the excuse for the Yankees, it's okay. Well, it's Tarek Skubal. Probably going to win the Sai Young this year. Blah, blah, blah. Then he doesn't start on Tuesday either because another lefty's pitching. I couldn't even tell you who the fucking guy was. Oh, Matthew Boyd. One start this year. Definitely not Randy Johnson in his prime. Yeah. As soon as he comes out of the game, a righty, and they put a righty in, Wells comes in. So that's platoon baseball right there, is it not?
That's the pure definition.
Then a lefty starts yesterday, and Austin Wells is playing. Then day game after night game with Gerrit Cole on the mound, say, okay, they're going back to Trevino. Wells is playing.
Smarter Yankees.
They don't even, this is what frustrates the living crap out of you, is they don't even stick to their own bullshit.
Because it's part of the gaslighting. It's part of the, okay, here's the first part of the gaslighting. We're not going to platoon them. Then they start to platoon them and they get called out on it. Oh, wow. These fans are a little smarter than we thought. Now we have to gaslight them by not playing him in a game where clearly, like if there was an argument for any game that Wells should have been benched for Trevino, it was today. Right? You got Cole on the mound. It's a day game after a night game. And now.
I just got to make this comment here. Retro Tony, you're way wrong. If Dominguez was healthy, they still get Soto. They don't get Alex Verdugo.
Yes.
Soto's still on this baseball team. 100%. It's Alex Verdugo was the extra outfielder that they would have wouldn't have gotten. They're not even there that stupid to tell you. I can't. I'm done. Not even the Yankees are that stupid.
No.
But that's what aggravates me more than anything, bro. It's like, okay, you say one thing, then you change your mind, say something else, and then you do something completely different. It's just like they can't even stick to what they're telling you. Oh my, I don't get it. This is what everybody that hates Boone and Cashman, this is your ammunition. We're not going to platoon them. Wells is a starter. He doesn't play for 3 of the first 4 games.
No, it's 4 of the first 5, I think.
Was it 4?
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
I'm almost positive.
How? No, he played 2 out of 3 and then didn't play the first game against Cleveland. Trevino came back against Detroit.
Wow.
He didn't play 3. He doesn't play 3 of the first 4 games because you're playing matchups. Then he starts against a lefty. And then when you traditionally sit a catcher, he plays. Make it make sense to me.
Unless they just were truly woken up by how hard he hit those balls when he came into the game last night. Maybe.
Can one of you please make it make sense to me?
Yeah, I just made it make sense. They gaslit you in one way, realized we weren't as dumb as they thought, and then they had to backtrack and double down in the opposite direction. That's what the Yankees do. That's what Aaron Boone does. That's just what he does, right? One day he'll come out and say, this guy's great, and then he realizes that we're not that stupid, and then all of a sudden they're on the bench.
So just to go back to Volpe real quick, because I forgot to mention this. So after Boone yells at John Boy for how dare you question Anthony Volpe, Volpe goes 4 for 10 with 3 walks.
Yeah, of course, and plays just out of his mind defensively.
Coincidence, or did Boone defending him maybe ignite a little spark there?
No, because I think Volpe's extremely talented, but even in the 4 for 10, his certain swings concern me.
Well, O'Neill did a good job. I didn't see Volpe taking that bat today. I don't think he got up in the first, but I think it was yesterday's game. O'Neill was pointing out, even in the same at bat, about his swing path, like how it would just change from pitch to pitch.
Yeah.
But we also know Volpe's a very streaky hitter as well. I don't know. It probably is coincidental, but it does make Boone look good. Did make his manager look good.
Yeah, sure. See how consistently he can do it.
Okay, so now you hate Volpe. You think he sucks?
Oh, I love the kid. I want him more than just the fact of like, I want to be wrong when we say that shit. I just I love Anthony Volpe. I want him to be a superstar.
Why? Because he's from New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah, actually.
Look, I know a couple people in the chat now are discussing who should be closer, and the Heel's name keeps coming up. I don't know how the Yankees can do that, honestly. I know we talked about that before, months ago or whatever it was. Uh, I don't know how the Yankees can do that for a guy that doesn't throw enough strikes and that we're going to have to rely on maybe 3 out of 4 days to come and pitch.
Nah.
I think the best thing for the Yankees to do is to just see if he can take the ball every 5 days and give you 5 good innings.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Jazz is coming back. I mean, if you're going to be up in, I think who the hell is it? Who's their Double A team? The Patriots, Somerset. Yeah, I think they're playing the Portland Sea Dogs this weekend.
Oh yeah, Jazz gonna be over there.
No, but everybody else is. Clark Schmidt is going to be up there making a rehab start. Ian Hamilton's going to be up there. I believe Cody Petit's up there. John Birdie's up there. Lou Trevino's up there. So a lot of major league guys on rehab assignments with Double A this week. I think also Rizzo is going to be the DH Saturday for Somerset. And a lot of people are like, we don't need Rizzo. Yeah,
yes, we do.
We kind of need him because his first base situation is dreadful right now.
They're just non-existent.
You might as well see what Anthony Rizzo can give you.
Please.
And I mentioned this on social media, and that 6 RBI game that DJ LeMahieu was like the one last gasp of life before somebody dies.
Oh, that was like the turn the corner. It's like, wow, he's gonna make it.
Yeah, and because he's just been lost, man.
Oh, wow, that's a great comparison. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. You thought he was gonna make it, now you got.
All he's got to do is lift a fly ball on Tuesday, and the Yankees win a baseball game, and he strikes out. He doesn't even look competitive. And part of it, and Boone's like, oh well, part of his struggles is because he just doesn't know how to. And I'm paraphrasing here. He doesn't really know how to handle being bad. He's been such a good player for so long.
That was a good one. I did say John Boy was the only one that's actually grilling Boone, and I should correct myself. There is someone who there's a writer that I really can't stand. I forget his name, Chris something.
Kirshner?
Yeah. He did actually ask Boone a tough question, so I will give him credit. He asked if Boone has like some type of stat or evidence that shows him something different that would lead him to believe that DJ is still capable of like being the hitter he was, something to that extent. And that's what I've been asking these beat writers to press on. Like, where is your this is such an analytically driven organization at this point that should be the go-to. That should be how we hold them accountable. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence that DJ LeMahieu still has something in the tank? Where is it?
Because if you want to be a Clay Holmes defender, that's where you can say.
Exactly.
Where is it on Alex Verdugo? Where is it on DJ LeMahieu? What are they doing that pushes their savant into the red? What are they doing well?
Nothing.
And look, Ben Rice is, unfortunately, he's not playing well. You're probably overexposed now at this point. That's why people are. I don't know sometimes what people are watching. Like, yeah, I'm not expecting Anthony Rizzo to morph back into 2016 Anthony Rizzo, but what's the alternative right now?
It's as simple as something we've said multiple times on this show. Anthony Rizzo, regardless of what he does, has an advantage over any other option that we are going to put out there at this point. And that's his name. And that's really it. It doesn't matter at this point. It's not like you're getting crazy production over there. At that point, give me the name Anthony Rizzo penciled back into this lineup.
Yeah, and that was another one. Boone's like, well, he can do everything, but he's not really ready yet because his arm isn't healing. And then they're like, oh, he's going on a rehab assignment. What?
Yeah, it's just backwards, man. And then I'm sure you're getting to this, but And then you can make the same argument with Jazz. I mean, I thought he was getting season-ending surgery.
Multiple opinions. The Yankees don't know what they're going to do.
Now he's coming back tomorrow?
Yeah, he's coming back tomorrow.
I don't get it, man. Are they lost? Maybe it's not an act. Maybe this is them. Maybe they're just this lost.
I don't think Brian Cashman is this dumb, though. I really don't.
Maybe he's not as smart as we give him credit for, though.
It's possible.
Maybe it's that.
Maybe every time we see him, it's just AI, and he's not.
Maybe.
Real beep boop. AI Cashman.
Maybe something happened to him one of those times.
Cash GPT.
You know, maybe something happened to him on one of those times he slept out on the street, and the Yankees don't want to admit that he's not here anymore.
He's a clone.
Terminated? Yeah, like what is he?
I don't
It's
know.
a body double.
Yep. I'm a lizard.
Conspiracy Chrissy.
Yeah.
Could be. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Cash.
You know?
Cash man, cash alien.
So just real quick here, Jazz back tomorrow. This lineup's gonna. If the Yankees can get Dominguez up here, get Verdugo out of here, Rizzo at first base, Jazz back. I mean, you gotta like that lineup right there,
Of course.
I like Jazz, man.
bro. On that
Yeah,
ball
I like
stand hit
Jazz a lot.
today.
What?
Do you like what a lot?
You like balls? I like
No.
Jazz.
It sounded like
I like
he
Jazz.
said.
Oh,
Oh, okay. 'Cause it sounded
Chisel.
like you like what comes out of balls a lot.
Chisel.
That's what it sounded like you said
Nah,
there, pal.
I meant Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Okay.
The Little League series was pretty cool with how he was with the fans. I like.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
He's out.
Yeah,
in the
but
he's
back
out in
to
the crowd.
okay.
All right, back to you.
Okay.
Did you see that home run Stan hit today,
Yes.
bro? How?
I don't even know, because if you really looked at it, he was fooled.
For sure.
Like, his body was completely out of sync with his arms,
But he barreled it.
and he barreled it. And that's all he has. That's literally, we talk about bare minimum of what players have to do. Like, he did the bare minimum, and he put the game away. And that's, you can say anything you want about Stanton. When he's cold, he's one of the most frustrating hitters that you'll ever watch. But man, is his name and bat in this lineup, it doesn't matter. He is so dangerous at any given time. And that's why he creates so much depth and gives you such a different dynamic, penciling his name in every day.
Boy. So you said this can't be real, right? Aaron Judge, since April 27th, so he's 99 games for 99, okay?
Okay.
He's hit 44 home runs in his last 99 games. The OPS in that span is 1343.
Video games.
SATs, almost a good SAT.
I don't. Did you ever play Ken Griffey?
Yes.
On 64,
Okay.
there was a cheat code with Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
I don't even think I hit this well with Ken Griffey with the cheat code on, where he pretty much anytime he made contact hit a home run.
Now people are starting to say that Aaron Judge is underappreciated. I've been hearing that around a couple of places in the last couple of days.
Underappreciated.
Underappreciated
By who exactly?
by the Yankee fans, by people around Major League Baseball.
Hope he comes out and has a good postseason.
I'll tell you what.
That's the biggest argument to shut up.
We've lived through a lot of great players, right? And the one to come to mind in the context I'm trying to compare here is Mariano Rivera. Because yes, when I watched him, we all said how great he was, but still when he retired and we moved on, you said you never appreciated him enough because of how just truly dominant he was. Now, the difference between him and Judge is that we didn't have a lot of exposure to closers before Mariano started making a name for himself. We've seen a lot of hitters in baseball throughout our lives. And so there's a lot more to compare Aaron Judge to at this point of what we've seen a hitter do, especially from the right side of the batter's box. I've never watched a player in real time and just sat there night after night, day after day, and said, this guy, what he's doing, I'm so unbelievably appreciative that I can't wrap my head around it. He's not human. Like, I keep saying the same thing. He's not human. I don't know. I don't think anyone will ever see what we're seeing out of this guy ever again.
You want to know why?
In our lifetime.
You want to know why people are starting to say he's underappreciated? Because there's dorks out there, and that's what you are. Living in your mother's basement, never touched a woman, dorks, okay?
Nice.
That are telling people that, oh, Aaron Judge is just a product of Yankee Stadium. Okay, 61 home games, Aaron Judge has hit 23 home runs, driven in 54 runs. 65 road games, Aaron Judge has hit 25 home runs, driven in 64 runs. Sounds like a product of Yankee Stadium, right?
Oh, sure.
There are people out there that will tell you he can only hit baseballs that are thrown right down the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
So now they want Aaron Judge to hit balls that aren't balls.
Christian, I watched him hit a ball 480 feet the other day. That was 7 inches inside.
Right. I know.
And 97 miles per hour. I mean,
that's wild.
Whatever you want to say, dude.
You want to talk about moving the goalpost. People are moving the goalpost of what Aaron Judge is doing because they can't comprehend that somebody is as good as he is. Well, he only hits meatballs. Well, yeah, okay. That's what good hitters do. They don't miss their pitch when it comes. The guy's hitting over 330, okay? What do you
I'll say it again. The manager, I believe it was the manager of the Blue Jays said it, and it was a great quote. He said, I think he was being pressed on why they were just intentionally walking him no matter what. And he said, because when we make a good pitch, Aaron Judge hits a single. And when we make a bad pitch, he hits it 450 feet. Like, that's how good he
48 home runs, 118 runs batted in, 1191 on the OPS. And he basically was non-existent for 3 weeks in the beginning of the season.
Crazy, man.
After this home run stretch that he's been on here at home, he hit 4 home runs in the series against the Guardians. He's back on pace for 61.
Oh my God. Dude, we get one more week of like a crazy stretch out of him. And shit's getting real. Shit's getting real.
I know we're running long in the show, and how many times are you going to say Aaron Judge is great? But I feel like whenever this show is done, and we hang up the microphone for the very last time, and then 5 years goes by, 10 years goes by, and we go back and look, I don't want to sit there and say, man, we really didn't talk about Aaron Judge enough, because that's how fucking great he was.
Well, I thought about this the other day. I was going to tweet in. I didn't. I probably got distracted. But I know championships are everything. And, like, when we're old and on our deathbed, one thing we'll take with us are the championships that we got to experience. And, like, I want that for my kids and everything. And yeah, but at the same time, you can still appreciate. Like, if I'm not going to get World Series championships right now, it's still amazing to put on a game every single night and get to watch what Aaron Judge is giving us. And I think it was Bob Costas who said this the other day. I was listening to an interview, and they asked him about Aaron Judge and his path to the Hall of Fame one day. And he said not only will Aaron Judge be a Hall of Famer, but he believes that he will be an inner circle Hall of Famer one day. That's how good he is. And I can't disagree with him right now.
Well, I'll tell you this. Joe Torre was on, I think it was Mookie. Was it? No, it was Jimmy Rollins. I know Mookie Betts has his own podcast, but I think he was talking to Jimmy Rollins. And they asked him for his current Mount Rushmore, guys that are currently playing. He named Ohtani, Kershaw, Betts. That's why I was thinking Mookie Betts, and Bryce Harper, right? And Jimmy, or it might have been the other guy there, said, "Where's that? No, Aaron Judge." He goes, "Aaron Judge sits on top of the mountain."
Oh shit!
Damn, that gave me fucking chills just now. It's true, dude. I mean, and that's like That's a huge compliment because as much as we want to rip
man.
Ohtani and like how annoying the whole, it's not Ohtani that I necessarily hate. It's the forced down your throat. You have to love him and go crazy over everything he does.
No, but he's a bitch too. He is.
He is a little bitch for sure, and he's definitely a fucking. Not gonna say it.
Gambling
okay.
addict.
Yeah. Okay. Well, didn't say it.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Okay.
Allegedly. Not gonna defame him. Okay.
What happened? Whatever happened to Ippe? Does anybody know?
Okay, in jail.
Definitely not alive.
But in all seriousness, Aaron Judge still is in a league of his own. I'm sorry.
Astros won, Yanks 2 up in a loss now.
Wow, that's huge, dude. That's huge. Huge.
So yeah, everybody knows how great Aaron Judge is, and I think if you're a person that just wants to find holes in Aaron Judge's game, I think that you should just stop watching baseball.
Yeah, stop looking for Judge's holes. All right.
Oh yeah,
please.
They had this stat out, and I think it was the only other pair of teammates to do it besides Soto and Judge was Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. Like an OPS over 1,000 this late into the season or something. I forget what it was. I'm like, this is the company these guys are keeping right now. Like, honestly, like we all want to win the World Series this year. We all know that's the ultimate goal. The Yankees win the World Series. This is what we're all here for. It's why everybody listens to NYYST. Everybody watches NYYU because we all have a common goal. We want the Yankees to win the World Series. But I think we just got to step back and just appreciate that we will, even if Juan Soto signs a 15-year deal with the Yankees, we will likely never see the year that we're seeing out of these two guys. I think we just have to appreciate that.
Well, we talked about that too, like with Soto. As great as he's been his entire career, he's having a career year.
Yeah,
as a Yankee
ever in his career, right?
And he's batting at 20, 30 points above his career batting average. I mean,
and this is Boone was asked this it was either today or it was yesterday because Soto didn't have a hit today. It was yesterday, I think, after he hit another home run. No, did he hit? Yeah, he hit a home run yesterday.
Yeah. Whatever, 2.
And because now he has a career high in home runs. He's hit 36. Last year he hit 35 was his career high, and said, "Oh, his hitting in front of Judge. Has that caused him to have a career high?" And he goes, "Yeah, but I don't really think so." He goes, "You have to realize that this guy's only 25 years old, and believe it or not, he's still learning how to play the game."
It's crazy, man.
He's still getting better.
But it's true. It's true. I mean, I watched him, I think it was last night. He laid off a curveball, and I believe there were 2 strikes. Oh, it was in the at-bat where he kind of just had an excuse me fucking bases clearing double.
Yeah.
It was in that at bat. I forget who was on the mound at the time, threw that curveball, and it was about 3 inches off the plate. But in the situation, it was such a beautiful pitch that I'm telling you, 95% of lefties are swinging right through it. And this guy laid off it and wasn't fooled a bit. And I think Paul O'Neill brought it up right away and said, that pitch just proves what kind of an eye he has at the plate. And like with each at bat, people don't realize this. The kid's only he's 25, right?
Mm.
He's only going to get better.
He technically hasn't hit his physical maturity yet.
And who said that? Who said that about him still learning?
Boone.
Yeah, I mean,
that's one thing he's right about.
That's such a good argument to have going into an off season where you're a free agent.
Yeah, right.
Because the argument could be that causes him money as well. You have Aaron Judge right behind you. But now with this being an argument that really you can't refute, he's going to get paid and go wherever he wants.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like everybody's saying that, people that want to convince themselves that Soto's not coming back are saying, well, the Yankees can't pay him more than they can pay Aaron Judge. Well, we talked about this outside of, and with the market shifting every year. It's going to be 3 years after Judge signed his contract. So obviously market value goes up for these types of guys, but he's this good now. Guys like this don't hit the free agent market at 26. He's this good now. And you would expect, as Aaron Boone said, he's still learning. He's still getting better. This is not his ceiling.
How old was Aaron Judge when he made his debut?
27, right?
Probably as old as Judge is now, or Soto is now.
I thought he was 26 already.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
think about what we've seen in Aaron Judge and how we can obviously tell he's still in the middle of it. Soto hasn't even hit that yet.
24 in 2016 when he
okay.
first came out.
So his first full year, he was 25. Wild.
It might be a stretch too, but you could, like, if that's a narrative that they're going to push, you might be able to thank Jalen Brunson for them bringing Soto back in, because if they do, then then Judge is going to have to kind of make a statement that it's bigger than him and his contract. Like, they're all in it to win, so could be.
And I think you would
push.
Honestly, I mean, at this point, and we talked about it at length last episode, but like contracts are. It's not even about the value of the player as much as it is the market just changing year after year, and guys getting paid more and more. And you know, I brought up Kirk Cousins being like the highest paid quarterback multiple times, and him never being the best quarterback in the league. Like, that's just what happens in markets when guys are getting paid more. They set the tone, and like Judge can't sit there and have an ego, nor would I ever expect him to. And I said this, and it's true. If that ever came out that Soto didn't sign here, and the issue was Aaron Judge being outspoken that he couldn't be paid more, then I'd lose all respect for Judge.
Okay, so he has problems with Juan Soto's paycheck and snubs kids at the Little League World Series. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
What a douchebag that guy is.
He could snub my kids.
That was wild.
100 times over, as long as he continues to hit the ball the way he's hitting it.
You know how I take pictures with my team.
Yeah.
Do you know how I knew he was
there,
full
sir.
of shit? There was one thing he said specifically that I knew he was that made him full of shit. When he said, "Well, we pay your," I knew he was full of shit.
You're chopping up, by the way, just so you know. But he said,
"No, you're chopping up."
No, that's you, because me and
you.
SGR.
You're clunking.
Because but no, it's got to be you, because SGR is fine on my screen. It's you, dude.
Well, you're a clunker.
You're a clunker, dude.
Both little clunks.
Okay. Well, the Yankees are hoping to continue this good homestand they're having and not clunk against another bad baseball team in the Colorado Rockies, as the Rockies are coming to Yankee Stadium here. 7:05 on Friday night here. Freeland here in his nearly 6 ERA. I'm sure he'll shut the Yankees down against Carlos Rodon. And then 2:05 on Saturday for Old Timers Day, as they honor the 2009 Yankees.
Maybe Guardy's going to come in the Brett Jet. Like a Space Jam moment.
Yeah. It could be. Maybe he's off the grid for the big surprise, you know?
Parachute down. Just go down there.
So block for the Rockies against TBD for the Yankees. And then 1:30, Yankees are also listed as TBD against Gomber. Okay, so that's 1:35 on Sunday. Let's get greedy here, bro. This team is 35 games under 500. Let's see. Can we get greedy for once with this
with
this
next
team?
6? Yeah, Washington right after, right? So give me a couple sweeps.
I want the Yankees to get greedy this weekend here.
Yeah.
There's really no reason the Yankees should lose any of these games to the Rockies, but we also said that against the White Sox, and then they got their doors blown off in one of the games.
First game.
And struggled to beat them really in all 3 of those games. It took a late rally in the final game for them to even have a blowout. So we'll see. The Yankees like to make things difficult on everybody, but they did have a good week here. They got past a really tough loss on Tuesday. And then their pitching went out and shut down the Guardians on Wednesday and Thursday, and they scored enough runs to win. Aaron Judge, 4 home runs this series. Juan Soto continues to do his thing. Anthony Volpe had a nice series, so things are coming together offensively. You would expect them to, really start taking off here in the coming weeks as maybe Stan gets a little bit more under his belt here. He can get hot. Jazz is coming back. we'll see when Dominguez finally gets the call, and then if they ever do get anything out of Anthony Rizzo, this team should be fine offensively. So we'll see moving forward here as we are rapidly approaching the end of August, man. We got, when we come back here after Sunday, we'll have, it's crazy, bro. 1 week left in August. Insane. And then we'll be in the stretch run here. And then before you know it, October baseball. Just, are the Yankees winning the American League East, or are they going to be the wild card team? It's what we're going to have to figure out here in the final basically 6 weeks of the season here. But we wanted to thank everybody for being in the chat tonight. If you haven't done so already, please like this video and subscribe to NYY Underground. Make sure you get your tickets for NYYU Day on September 14th against the Boston Red Sox. Please subscribe to NYYST on your favorite podcast platform, and please leave us a 5-star rating and review there and tell everybody we are the official Yankee podcast of Odyssey. We want to thank everybody for their continued support of NYYU and NYYST. Thank you very much for listening and watching episode 416 SGR.
Yo, Yanks.
Chris, say goodbye.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.